Snow drifting from the Himalayas. It's toxic foam from the city's sewage flowing into the Yamuna River, a major water source and a tributary of the holy Ganges River. Just a few months ago, devotees were bathing here. Authorities deployed defoaming chemicals and released water from upstream for the Chhat Puja festival. But on Thursday, another Hindu holiday, barely anyone showed up.
Sometimes my eyes swell and my body aches, but I'm used to it. I don't think ordinary people...
Hindu holiday, barely anyone showed up.
Sometimes my eyes swell and my body aches, but I'm used to it. I don't think ordinary people can handle the pollution. They'll likely get sick.
And it's not just people. Environmental
Swell and my body aches, but I'm used to it. I don't think ordinary people can handle the pollution. They'll likely get sick.
And it's not just people. Environmentalists say the growing industrial waste is destroying the river's ecology.
Long term, it's really bad because the biodiversity goes down. There are only a very limited number of species which survive in this kind of highly toxic environment.
The government's own data shows the fecal coliform, or human waste level, is nearly 37 times what's safe in at least one section of the Yamuna. Human waste level is nearly 37 times what's safe in at least one section of the Yamuna. But activists involved in regular cleanups and court-ordered monitoring of the river's health say the numbers appear to be being downplayed.
If you make Yamuna look cleaner than it is, then it will become priority 2 or 3 instead of 1. That means less attention from authorities.
The government says it's addressing the problem, but it's going to take time. Toxic air is an obvious problem every winter for New Delhi, but this polluted broth is also an annual ordeal. Barnabelow, Al Jazeera.
Don't miss out.
Who died in 2022 has travelled to America to continue her legal battle against TikTok. Ellen Room believes her son's death may have been linked to an online challenge, but has never been given access to his social media data. 4 British families are suing the platform for the alleged wrongful deaths of their children. Tim Muffet has more.
2 bereaved parents about to engage in a landmark legal battle. Ellen Room and Liam Walsh are in Wilmington in Delaware in the United States. Along with 3 other British families, they claim that their children died after being exposed to harmful content amplified by the algorithms of TikTok.
It's a motion to dismiss hearing where TikTok are trying to kick us out of court, and we're trying to stay in to hopefully get to the next stage, which would be discovery, where they would release our children's data. But TikTok is incorporated in Delaware, which is why we filed a lawsuit here.
Ellen's son Jules died in 2022, aged 14. A coroner ruled he'd taken his own life, but probably didn't intend to do so. Ellen believes he may have been attempting an online challenge that had been circulating on social media at the time, but she's been unable to access data from Jules's phone, which could shed light on what he'd been watching. Before heading to the US, she explained how frustrating this has been.
I do think if social media companies had nothing to hide, why have they not said to us, here's the data, I hope you get some answers? And that has never made sense to me. And the more they've fought me on obtaining the data, the more I'm thinking, well, why would you hide it? What are you hiding?
Liam's daughter Maya died in 2022, aged 13. He believes she'd been accessing harmful content online.
Success to me looks like us getting nearer to the truth in relation to what social media has shown to our children. And my fingers and toes are crossed.
In a statement, a TikTok spokesperson said, "Our deepest sympathies remain with these families. We strictly prohibit content that promotes or encourages dangerous behaviour. Using robust detection systems and dedicated enforcement teams to proactively identify and remove this content, we remove 99% that's found to break these rules before it is reported to us. As a company, we comply with the UK's strict data protection laws."
Never pay for Wi-Fi again. InstaBridge is a free app with 20 million Wi-Fi passwords all over.
Tonight, the mother of one of Elon Musk's children is speaking out and sounding the alarm about his AI tool named Grok. Ashley St. Clair says Grok was used to create deepfake sexual images of her, including photos of her as a child. And St. Clair is not the only one who is reporting these types of disturbing images. It's impacting hundreds of thousands of women worldwide after people started flooding Grok with requests to take photos of mostly everyday women and put them in bikinis or remove their clothing. Musk is now facing growing international pressure to respond. Grok was just blocked in Indonesia and Malaysia. The United Kingdom is threatening to ban the social media platform. California's Attorney General just announcing an investigation. So far, though, Musk is taking no responsibility, posting today that he's, quote, not aware of any naked underage images generated by Grok, literally 0. Ashley St. Clair is out front now. And Ashley, I really appreciate your taking the time to come on and talk about this, because This is crucial for women,
Yes.
for children, for families around the world. So Musk says Grok generated 0 naked underage images, but you say it undressed you in several photos, including one of when you were 14 years old?
That's correct. And what he said is deceptive at best, because while maybe there weren't actual nude images, it was pretty close to it. And the images that I saw, not only of myself, but of I don't even know whose children, who were undressed and covered in various fluids, the abuse was so widespread and so horrific. And it's still allowed to happen. They just released restrictions that are based on where it's illegal.
Okay, so Musk has promoted and touted what he's called Grok's spicy mode. Okay, one point he shared a post that said Grok can put it on everything, and it was a toaster. So that's, we can see the bikini on the toaster there. And his statement today, as I said, he obviously said nothing about naked underage. He hadn't seen that. And then he said, obviously Grok does not spontaneously generate images. It does so only according to user requests. When asked to generate images, it will refuse to produce anything illegal. What do you see between those lines, Ashley?
That's not what I saw at all. Images I saw do seem to be illegal, and even them coming out and now trying to place safeguards afterwards seems like an admission that they know that there has been an issue, that it has been creating non-consensual, sexually explicit images of women and children. He is saying that people are making this up, and meanwhile, Ireland is probing over 200 cases of child sexual abuse material produced by Grok.
200?
200.
And that's just
Ireland. Oh, and it's not only that, it's that he is placing the blame on the victims, so that if this happens to you, you have to go to your local law enforcement and take their resources and see if they can find this anonymous account instead of just turning the faucet off. This is what's wrong, because they're handing a loaded gun to these people, watching them shoot everyone, and then blaming them for pulling the trigger.
And I mean, what you're describing, I mean, I obviously haven't seen the images, but you're talking about images of children covered in fluids. I don't need to say anymore, but that's deeply, deeply disturbing what you're describing to even hear that. Now, look, you are choosing to speak out, okay, because you have a voice on this, because people can hear you, people listen to you, but you face backlash since you chose to do that. You were banned from Twitter Premium, right? So you say there's been some things that have happened to you in terms of that. You've had harassment, you've had attacks on X, right, the platform where Grok lives, or whatever the right word may be. Why is it so important to you, Ashley, to take this extra step, to put your face out here like you are now?
Because it's not just about me. It's about building systems and AI systems which can produce at scale and abuse women and children without repercussions. And there's really no consequences for what's happening right now. They are not taking any measures to stop this behavior at scale. They are saying, we're going to make it illegal where it's illegal. That is absent all morality. And guess what? If you have to add safety after harm, that is not safety at all. That is simply damage control, and that's what they're doing right now.
And also, I guess in this context, it is disturbing when you think about, the post that Elon Musk had originally put up about Grok can put a bikini on everything. Now, he was talking about a toaster, but sort of making light of all of it, given where it's gone. You would think it would be something you'd want to seize responsibility for. We're going to say, I'm outraged, we're going to stop this. That's not been the response.
They're not. And people need to start asking questions not only to X and Elon, but also to the investors. Because amidst this scandal, they raised $20 billion. While these women were in my DMs telling me they feel hopeless, they are distressed, and they don't know how to get certain images removed.
Because you can't get them removed. Once it lives, it lives. All right, so Elon Musk has posted on X this week about you, right? Obviously, you're out talking about this and trying to raise awareness for this. He posted about you, I'll be filing for full custody today, given her statements implying that she might transition a 1-year-old boy. Now, she's, I believe, talking about your child. Obviously, did not imply that in the post that you posted that he's responding to, which I want to read to everybody so they can hear it for themselves. You are apologizing for past comments that you'd made about the transgender community. You wrote, I feel immense guilt for my role, and even more guilt that things I have said in the past may have caused my son's sister more pain. Your son's sister is another one of Musk's children who has transitioned. What's your response when that's the post this week?
I'm not at liberty to discuss it further, but I think anyone with more than a 3rd grade reading comprehension level knows what I was saying there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have so many questions to ask you, and I know that you're not at liberty to talk about things like custody and that, but I guess I'm curious, in all of this, how hard it must be for you. I mean, do you want your child to have a relationship with his father?
I cannot discuss that
right
now.
You can't even talk about that. So I guess in the context of this, what do you do now?
I'd like to keep the focus on this issue at hand, because I think there's a lot of people especially with very tabloidy tweets that are trying to distract from this issue, because it is a big issue. They are facing immense backlash from multiple countries, and they are trying to move something to the second page of Google because they want it to go away. And I don't think we should make it go away. I think this needs to stay center focus until there is regulations and protections and safety for people being abused by these very new platforms, these new technologies. And you can't brag and take credit for being a disruptor in an industry and then absolve yourself of all liability once this damage and harm is done.
All right. Well, Ashley, thank you very much. I appreciate your
Thank you,
time
Lauren.
and your speaking out.